and welcome to the Book Over, our little book club where we talk about books, especially the ones that give us book hangovers. I'm Sarah, with me is Megan.
Hello once again, friends.
And okay, so we're talking about book 2 of Ironside Academy, which is Tourner. I am not French.
That's all.
Yeah. If you were in my head like a week ago, it was Tourner, which
Same.
actually the dance move is for to turn. I looked it up. So,
well, then
which
there you
totally
go.
fits this book, you guys, so much
Mhm.
because it is the turning of things. Okay, and it's by Jane Washington. You should know if you have not read book 1, do not listen to this one because we're talking about book 2.
Yes.
Okay.
So
All right.
picking up with her waking up, and they're like so prepared for like contacts. This is bad for you.
Yeah.
Like they kind of gaslight her a bit.
They do, but in a way, it protects them and it protects her.
It does. They
I just
don't
felt
trust her
awful
just
for
yet.
her.
Me
I
too.
felt so
Me
bad
too.
for her because I'm
Well,
like,
Killian's over here kissing her, which I understand. I understand
his side of that.
he's
Yes.
so mixed up.
Mhm.
He is struggling with his identity. He has to kiss her to see how he feels.
Mhm.
But it's just rough because like she died. Like it's like part of you's like, okay, how can you not know that one of these guys is it because you died around one of them and they're so secretive, but then they have the contacts, but then how are you not like, hey, they have these contacts on the ready, what if one of them is using it? But then you're like, no, it makes sense that it wouldn't be
Thought this
because
through while she was out. So like they totally were
yeah,
like had this
but
whole story.
but it's like, and in her mind, like, why would they lie about it? It just doesn't make sense. But she does start to suspect them as the book goes on.
Oh yeah.
She does, like,
She
she
does.
does.
And
Yeah.
I just the fact that like she had to like leave and like walk
Oh,
away and walk back and be like, I don't have a mate, but I somehow got the mate bond and
yeah,
having
I
to
don't
go
remember.
all by herself and they couldn't. And like, I was just waiting for like
So
a
many
scene from
times.
one of them being worried about her. I'm like, can you just check in with her? Can you follow her on the security camera, Spade? Like, can you just make sure she makes it
Maybe he was. Maybe he was and we didn't know it, maybe they were.
I'm gonna say yes, that he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe Killian was like invisibly doing who
Oh
knows,
yeah, maybe.
because he was, I mean, like when the balloon nail thing went off, like they were there to check on her. Like so much happens in this book. But yeah, no, it's hard because
Like
every
jump to the
time
end.
every time, there's these powers that are not powers, what would you say, symptoms that happen
Mhm.
when she can't be with her mates, like,
Mhm.
and one is like going to them or the place where
The
it happened.
teleporting, yes.
Teleport.
Oh my gosh, and they knew that that was something that could happen, right? There's not a lot of information on this with a sigma, right? They were
Mhm.
saying like that it's one of those things again where it's like there's some information, but not a lot because it's not as common, this mate thing, right?
Yeah.
And so like her just randomly teleporting, and I love how it gets to a point where she's like, "Uh-oh, it's happening again."
Yeah. And like right into her professor's lap at one point while he's on a phone call with his
Yes.
girlfriend who is like
Not wearing underwear.
what
He's
is it
like,
called? Not the council member. What are they called? I forget. It's an official.
yeah.
And it's very obvious he's like with her for information because there's some kind of plot going on. I have theories. Like I think there's like a rebel plot going on, like they're trying to take down the system somehow.
Yeah, it's not clear what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not clear, but like I think there's like a rebellion.
Mhm.
And like she like, yeah, right in his lap.
Yeah.
Like,
I
and then
loved it.
she has like
Well, and
visions
then
of one of
then
them
he
like
shoves her
doing,
under the desk.
yes, oh
And I'm
my
like, "Oh my
gosh.
gosh, okay, if this wasn't slow burn, you know what you can do while you're under that desk, sweetheart?" Like,
It sounds like
I'm
some
like, and I'm
interesting
waiting for
things.
that to happen again where he's just like, "Okay, here we go."
Yeah, like let's repeat this the way it should have
Yeah. Right.
been. Um,
Jane, if you're listening, we're just suggesting a scene for book 3 or 4 here.
but so yeah, it must suck for her because like every time she teleports, like, and it's noticeable because they're being filmed all the time. She has to go back to that spot.
Mhm. She has to
That
go back to the
spot.
spot and be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm looking for And it's
How vulnerable must that have to be to, like, go back and walk and be like, "My mates don't want me," and then on the other hand, she doesn't wanna mate because of what her parents are like.
Mhm.
Her father
It's
freaking moves
going
to the school,
Oh
like,
my
what the
gosh, I can't
fuck?
stand him. So first you don't talk to her at
This
all. You
poor
don't
girl.
tell her her mother dies. Then all of a sudden you're there and you're like, you're messing up, or now you have a mate. So now we're gonna do this whole campaign thing.
Poor.
And the
Mhm.
campaign thing, you're like, you're making her out to look like a whore in all those
Right? The outfit,
pictures.
like, a maid, like, to be the
Yeah.
submissive, yeah, and then I love that, like, Killian, like, is using his invisibility to protect her because as much as the alphas, are denying it because they're scared what it means, they already have so many of them have illegal powers, they're already in
Mhm.
danger as it is,
Yeah.
Oscar's got a sick sister, I mean, their families are poor, they all are just, there's a lot of stuff going on. And as much as this messes up their plans, and I think deep down a lot of them want to mate. And I think if it had just been with one of them, they would have made it work. Like
Mhm.
they wouldn't be hiding it. It's more
Right.
trouble than it's worth to
But
hide
with
it.
so many, they're like, this is gonna be a problem. They're going to
You're
want to
Yeah.
study us. They're gonna like, yeah. So
And it sounds like it's happened before, maybe not 10 mates, but like that they get pulled, like they disappear, like you're a problem, we're taking you.
I'm
It's
just
our
thinking of stuff that
advantage.
happened, and I'm just so okay. Well, A, I love that Killian did the invisible thing for the photo shoot
Mhm.
thing, and he's like, "I don't like this guy, I don't like this guy," and then I love how
He's so creepy, that guy. By the
Oscar
way,
was
that
like, "You're gonna
assistant.
I'm in the elevator now, come do your thing, I'm here." I just love Oscar's just, like, no nonsense.
Protective.
He's so
He
protective.
won't admit it, but he is, like, obsessively protective, and that's why we all love him because
I
he's,
love him.
like he's
How he
he's that
gets
morally
called to
gray.
come so,
Mm,
okay,
we
how
love
they,
that.
like, do the surrogate mate thing,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
for Kian. At first, I loved that he came to the meeting. He's like, "Someone needs
Yeah.
to back you up here." And then I love that he offered to be that, and then when they're
Mhm.
visiting we're gonna be all over the place, by the way, people
We're
not
jumping, y'all. We're
okay.
jumping, whatever.
Do, 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 do,
It's
do.
fun.
We're just Isabel teleporting from one scene to another. Um,
Loves it, yeah.
so I love that then Oscar gets called, that he needed to come and surrogate too. And I felt really bad though because he's leaving his sister behind.
Big
I was
sister, yeah.
oh no, bet that they needed him there for the extra protection and that she was still unhealthy. Like I love that they were like, you're not eating, you're sick, you need this. Cause like it's like you get one mate, you have 10, sweetheart. You can't be away
Mhm.
from all she doesn't know. Well, see, then she learns that they
Yeah,
lied to
towards the
her, and I
end,
love
towards the
how
end.
mad she was and how they're like, "I know you're mad," and she's like, "Yeah, I'm mad." Like, I love that,
Yeah.
like, she's not
Then
rolling over for them.
And then she gets included in the text threads, and the text threads are everything, and if you're in Jane's group, the fun non-canon text messages are just so fun, like, I just love the group chats.
It's
It's
just
so
it was so good. I liked visiting the settlements, seeing where each alpha
Yes,
is from.
that's so important, and it was done
Mhm,
in such a great way for the story to progress, to
mhm,
see, like, this is what we're dealing with, this is their society, like,
mhm,
they're so excited for this Sigma, again, who's lower on the station, but her dad's an idol, and Sigmas are rare.
mhm.
So they're not necessarily thought of as the bottom, it's just they're thought of as more submissive. But and I love that Oscar's sister is a Sigma and, like, looks up to her
Yeah,
and is like, and
but she's
Oski
sick.
and
It makes me so sad she's sick. I'm like, "Can we heal her?"
but I think it's just so poignant to see where they're coming from and, like, why the alphas are doing the actions that they're doing.
Yes.
And to get, like, a little hint into their lives and how different it is from this academy and what this academy means to them,
Mm.
like, if it
Well,
was
and that
just
their parents
normal, but I
don't
think there's a
know.
plot.
They don't
But some
know
of
what
them have
they're up
illegal
to.
powers,
Yeah,
yeah.
they've kept it all. So it's like it's very interesting. Like Theo and Moses' story with their dad
Mhm.
and
They're a year
all
apart,
that. Yeah.
really yeah, I that it is very fascinating, and, um, yeah, Kian going on there to be the surrogate was just it was very cute that he's just so,
Because they tried not to have him. He was surrogating at the academy, and then they
Mhm.
tried to not have him there, but then she was who was it that saw her? Was it
She was
Theo?
getting sick.
That she was getting sick, and then somebody was like, "She's
Theo
got."
and Moses definitely saw her first. I know Oscar saw her being sick. Oscar gave the jacket, which I thought was cute.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely, they both ended up getting called to like come
Mhm.
during the thing. But okay, so
Yeah.
I have to say I was so nervous because Isabel got that video message, that videos like when all hell's breaking loose, when she dies and the mate bond thing happens,
Yeah.
and then oh gosh, was it, which professor was it again that does the storms?
I
Oh,
think it's Easton. Oh my goodness. Where's our charts? It's one of
It's
oh my
Easton.
god.
Easton
It's
can do
Easton, yeah.
weather. So
Easton. Mhm.
and it's that video, and then what I'm like,
So
honey,
she's being
tell the
threatened with it.
alphas. Tell
Tell them
and
exactly.
I'm like, I
Tell
know they say
them.
don't tell anybody, but tell the alphas because
Yeah.
it could be anybody and now they're at risk too. So I'm like, when is that gonna come out
Yeah.
that she and then,
Has
like,
this.
she's
Yeah.
confiding like, she's upset with the alphas because 'cause they're giving her mixed signals and stuff, right? Like, this is before she finds out that they fully lied, and, like, she's like, "I
Mhm.
still need to go back to because it's causing a problem. She's in dorm A all the time. She's like, "I still need to be the dorm O," but it's not safe for her there.
Yeah.
She's
She and they
being
want.
attacked,
Mhm.
and then
And they
it's
want her to be in dorm A. Like
mhm,
the prize is if she gets enough points, she gets to move to dorm A. It's good for
mhm.
everyone. It's good for the views. They want her there for protection because they all know they're all keeping the secret from her. She's like having weird cravings and she's like wondering why she's trying to eat. She doesn't eat meat.
I know,
And
and I'm like, "You're eating everybody's favorite meal because the number like,
yeah.
"Go sit
So
there," and he's
and
like, "Oh, I'll take that," and everyone's like,
yeah, all these subtle things.
"Yeah, I loved
And
that
then
scene."
and then there's the initiation to try to get into dorm A that they come up with, like, "Oh, if you wanna be here, you have to do all these things," but then they're really not that terrible. A lot of them is, like, Nico trying to protect her and stuff.
I loved that. I love that she ends up
Oh,
having, like, classes and, like, it's all, like, like,
oh, they all
less in the
changed their
rock climbing,
schedule.
like, they're all working on stuff with her. Yeah.
Yeah, they all change their schedules to be near her. The professor, they have the great lie of saying, "Oh, if she's gonna be in dorm A, like, she has to do stuff with the
Mhm.
alpha professors, so she gets professor time, so we get professor time." And I love that the one sees how nervous she is with the piano and is like, "Okay, we're ending this session right now. I'm gonna put you in this other session, and you'll have this session with me." Like, he wants to work through her fear. I really love that.
And I love how she's misreading it as him being, like, because he gets, like, tense and upset,
Yeah.
and she's reading it at her, and I'm like, "No, no, no, I think he's understanding that something happened to her in her past to make her,
Mhm.
worried, like her dad," I'm like, "When are they gonna" like, finally, they're realizing that dad is
Some of
an
them, yeah,
asshole and, like, abusive,
abusive.
and I'm like, "When are we gonna
Oh,
end daddy?"
Sarah, can we talk about the scene? The
Mhm.
scene where Oscar goes like he goes all alpha mode and they have to calm him, like Isabel, and then my heart breaks. She thinks like the way of being submissive is to like get
Yes,
beat up and like put and they're like,
yes,
no,
and
that's
then
not
they
what we
called,
need. And
Spade,
they
right? Or
yeah,
Spade, he called
it was Spade or Reed. It was
yeah,
one
and
of
they
them.
talked to her and like, "No, no, no, you're misunderstanding it. That's not how you do like, this is what you need to show him." And I was like I totally heartbroken on that part too,
That
totally, because
scene
I was like
was so
and
powerful.
she's like, "Yeah, show my neck," and, like, all this stuff, I'm like, "No."
And
Like, it
they're
was
like and
so
and that's when
so
they're seeing, like, how abused she was by her father and why she, like, doesn't and that's, like, truly something, like, she doesn't like alphas, her father's an alpha, yet she has been drawn to them this whole time, and I think seeing Theo vulnerable so early on, like, very much helped that because otherwise, I mean, she would just be so I mean, she's traumatized.
yeah.
So, yeah, I love that on both sides, there's reasons why,
Mhm.
but they're meant to be together, like, I just oh, it's so good.
Well, and they
That
get so
scene.
close, like, so with that scene, and then they're, like, flirting, touching, the gold ribbon chain thing happens
Oh,
in the hotel
yeah.
room, and I'm like, "Okay, let's step this up, let's step this up." 'Cause I'm not one that needs a lot of steam, but I'm so ready for it, and with
Yeah.
Oscar, I was like, I would never imagine him to be the first one to get, like, more of it, you
But,
know?
hey, Moses got the first kiss, so
I
I
know,
feel like
yeah.
nothing can be predicted here, you
Mhm,
know?
mhm, yeah.
But it is so rough because it makes the story so good that they can't be
Mhm,
together, but you're also like they're like, "We'll never be together," and you're like, "What? Never? Like, can't we say we'll be together after
mhm.
whatever plan?" Like, why is it never? Like, come
Right?
on,
Yeah.
have some, like, optimism here. Or, like, why can't she be with one of them? But I guess it's too
Want
late,
more
they've lied, and her eyes are it's just too late.
Well,
But it,
when eventually they're gonna figure out that they all have to be like it just there's no way around it. Like they're all
well,
going so yeah.
and the scarring. They say that even you can either scar yourselves or it will happen to you. So
And are
they're
we ready
gonna
to talk about the end?
okay, let's talk about the end.
Okay.
Let's do it.
So and this was so a couple of times she would tell Eve stuff, right? There was one time she pulled her in the showers at the dorm and
Mhm.
like told her something that happened, you know. And I'm always
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah.
should never trust anyone, you guys. You just don't trust anyone. And so
Mm-mm.
she visits no, not Nico's, Killian's settlement.
Yes.
And he has that Aaron guy that he has a phone call with at that one
His
time,
ex.
his
Yeah, his
ex,
ex-boyfriend.
and he's all jealous. And he's like, dude, like, leave it be. And we don't know that Aaron and Eve are like brother and sister or know each other, right?
Your brother and sister? Is that what you
I,
were
I,
getting from that?
I picked up that they were related, but maybe they're just
Did Killian have known that they were related? If he had dated him?
well, I don't know because so she stops to go to Eve's house and her dad's like, whatever, I'll meet
I
you
thought they were
down here
just
in a
friends from
minute.
the settlement.
And so she
Maybe
goes
they
there without
are.
the cameras and like then she introduces Aaron. I'm sorry guys, I'll look it up. Um so
I
Aaron
don't know
just
if it's
leaves and I found
explicitly
it really
said.
weird because Aaron knows who she is. He's super
Yeah.
jealous of her, but then he was like, "Oh yeah, nice to see you," and then walks away whistling. And I'm like, "That's odd." I was like,
Yeah,
"That's
that was
really
creepy.
odd."
Yeah,
I'm like,
that was
mm,
creepy. So
yeah.
he
I was like,
knew
"I don't like
something was up
that."
there.
And
Yeah.
then she, like, Eve is so good at being like, "I'm here for you. Tell me all about it. Tell me all." And then she tells her about how they're all connected and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh no, do not do this. And then
She's been telling her all along, like, way too much information.
too much information. And so then Eve tries to get her, she starts to think about one of the guys, I think it's Theo, right? Or Killian. She like,
Mm.
and she gets these like gold ribbon things that happen, and she's like starts cutting her open to try to like take them. And
Like her bonds. Yeah.
yeah, and it was just heartbreaking. So
Oh,
then
gut wrenching.
the
Yeah.
guys figure out something's wrong. They go in
Yeah. They
there,
feel
and
something. Something
Eve's
is like,
already gone though, right?
like
Eve
that.
disappears.
Eve is gone.
But
Yeah.
then so I'm like, save her. And then she teleports. But
But
the
she
thing is,
teleports to who she needs. She
yes,
teleports to who
to
she
who she
needs,
needed.
which is the professor who can turn time and who's done it once before for her when she
Yeah,
was
but he
drunk.
was like, I don't know if I can do it or something. Something was going
Yeah.
on where he couldn't. So that's where the book ends. And you're just like, ah. But like you get is that where the
Book
book
ends.
ends? Is there more to it?
Oh, that's not
Oh,
where the book ends.
where does the book
Oh,
end?
so he fixes her.
He
He
does?
fixes her. Yes. And it ends like he drops her off. Like they talk. Like he has to. A
They
girl
drop
comes.
her off at the thing. Yes.
Yeah. So his girlfriend comes, and the reason that he has this girlfriend is because she like is so loyal to the cause, the opposite side. It's to not draw suspicion. So they literally say like the reason that he is with this girl is because he doesn't love her. It's because she's like the perfect, like they wouldn't suspect anything. So he, kind of nurses her back to health a bit. They talk, he gives her the phone, and then they have the text message conversation about, okay, not only am I your bond, but you have 10 bonds. That's what triggers them to tell her that they have all the bonds.
No, that's a different time.
No, it's this. So that triggers her
No,
to
this
tell
is what no. This isn't the ribbon time.
the
This
rib.
is
This
when
is
she
the
was
ribbon time.
sick. This is when she's touring the settlements and she's sick.
That's not what triggered the
This is
ribbon.
no. So this is when she's sick, and this is what
Hmm.
triggers Oscar being called in because or Kane. This is when one of
So
them gets
she's
called
sick.
in
She
because
flashes to
she ends
them.
up there. He has to like warm her up and like rub
But
himself all
I
over
would have
her.
sworn the ribbon
No,
thing.
because she goes
She gets
back
dropped.
to one of them, but we don't have her saved yet.
Oh
The
my
end,
gosh, you're right, boy. In my head, I painted it so it wasn't such a horrible ending.
yeah, because the dad was mad because they were
Because
behind schedule for a day
you're
because
right,
she
she doesn't
teleported and he was really
leave.
upset. Yeah.
Oh my god. See, no, I think my brain
Was
was traumatized.
so traumatized
I
because all
painted
the
a
Elvis are upset
picture.
too, and they're all suffering.
It painted this picture so I could get through the months I had to wait. holy crap.
Yeah. No, because I'm sitting
Oh,
here, I'm like, that's
sad.
not
Why would you do this to me? It's not even
I
November
know.
yet. How dare you do this
It's
to my delusion?
it's bad because now I'm not only worried about her, but I'm worried about all of them because they're all
She'll
on
be
this
alive.
call, and, like, you have Theo and Moses, like, keeling over, like, seriously in
Feeling.
pain, and you have all of them, like, texting,
Mhm.
like, "What's happening? I feel awful. This is happening," and so you're like, "How she needs,"
Yeah.
and now is she gonna be scarred?
And how are they gonna go back to Eve? Because Eve's got stuff on them. Eve knows everything.
Now Eve knows
They
everything, so
can't
how
they
are they gonna
can't,
deal with
like
Eve? Yeah.
they should just murder her.
Okay, I'm so that way. I'm like, "So when is dad getting killed
Let's just
and when is Eve getting"
yeah,
and
it's
Aaron
just
too, because Aaron was part of it, so he needs to go. And so
yeah.
that's another now Killian's gonna feel really bad because he knew Aaron and he didn't suspect
Oh,
him
yeah.
being, and then they're all gonna be because it was all under their noses. So I'm wondering if in book 3 is when we're all gonna come out with like that video that she was, threatened with and all that
Yeah.
stuff is gonna come to light. Like,
I mean, do
or
you
are
think the
they gonna
video
become more alpha-y protective? Because
mhm,
like, they found out that's what set Oscar off, was finding out that she got attacked and she had all
yeah.
these bruises. So is that gonna set, like, a big
Well, and then here's a question about so it seems like to complete the mate bond, they need to have, like, matching scars. Do they all need to have the same matching scars all at once, or can certain couples mate before the others? 1. 2, I'm getting the impression that mating does not mean you can't like if they can like hook up and it won't cause a mating bond. Like this in this world, mating just means you have to be marked, like it to have the
right?
ceremony complete.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they can still like have steamy time and be together
Mhm.
without actually being mates. That's what I'm getting.
I think steamy
Like
time has to
completed,
do
I
I
mean.
think it does something too that's like a step or is a h like, I think it helps them
You
think.
think but I think that they say the bond is complete with the I guess
Scar.
the ritual, which
Isn't
is
that so
having a
weird?
matching
I'm so
scar.
used to it being like, you have to mate.
Yeah, so but I think that's a good workaround for
Yeah,
prolonging it in a slow burn to where they
yeah,
can well, or I guess not, they can get together, but they're not. So
yeah,
I'm very curious how this mating is gonna work.
yeah.
Like, I feel like they're gonna have some steamy time, but the more they're together, the more likely they are for the universe to give them a scar.
Mhm.
So, and
Well,
also that
yeah,
video, do we think the video is the guy that's been after her who's stalking
Cross.
her?
Yeah,
I think it is, right? Didn't
yeah.
we kind of get that impression?
I think it's Cross or Eve. I
I think Eve's got her own I want to know what her agenda is because we obviously Killian's ex has an agenda. What's
yeah.
Eve's agenda?
Mhm,
Cross is a bad, big bad. Her dad's a big bad. The officials are a big bad.
mhm.
Um, the overall way society is. There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But it's so
So
good.
much,
Like
and it's
we
just
could just talk about it forever. I mean,
we can talk
honestly.
for and I can't wait. Like, I ended the book, I read it in October, and I was just like, "Wait, when's the next one?" I was like, "Oh, no." But it's not that long of a wait. I can wait. I'm
Yeah.
so end of November, everybody, so
End of November. It's like you can look forward to Thanksgiving and then afterwards, yay, book.
yay. Right? Get us through one
Mhm.
holiday, and then I can focus
Yeah.
on this.
On what
Yeah,
to
on this book.
yeah. It's your after, like, it's your treat, it's your reward for getting through a
Through the
holiday.
holiday, yeah.
Yeah. As
Alright,
an adult, that's what adulting
yeah,
is.
that's adulthood. Okay. Um, yeah, loved it. So much
Yeah.
to talk I we probably didn't cover everything,
We didn't
but
cover every no.
it's
There's
fine.
no possible way because we
No.
would just go, like, through every word and talk forever.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, we're gonna go now, and, thank you for listening.
Talk
Stay
to us in the group
tuned because
about it. Yeah.
we have, some special no, the special thing probably already happened. Look at our episodes, you might wanna watch some of the other ones. There we go.
We can probably just say because I think, yeah, by the time this comes out, won't it be announced?
It
Or
should have
you
or
yeah,
ish. Yeah, yeah. Okay,
yeah.
so we have an episode of Jane Washington, so you might wanna watch that.
We're so excited. So
Yes, it was
unbelievably
like made
excited.
our day. Okay,
Yeah.
that's how we're gonna go, right? See See you guys later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Share your theories with us.